guys, welcome back to our channel. It's me, FancyAlly, and I'm here with my good Judy Miss.
Miss Judy Puss.
Yes, and we're here to review episode 4.
Episode 4.
Of Legendary Season 3, The Anime Ball.
Anime Ball.
Yes. So first of all, the guest judge for this week was Bob the Drag Queen, which is one of our favorite queens from the Drag Race franchise.
Yeah, we love Bob.
From Season 8 of Drag Race.
Well, the first thing I noticed was the audience. Very colorful masks.
Yes, yes.
Must have given them a variety of different colors for the
Anime Ball.
For the Anime Ball.
Because anime is very colorful, that's why. Very colorful, it has Rugrats on it.
I can't even think straight.
Yeah. Yes, and then our makeup today, I did the pink and the blue. You can't really tell, but the main color was actually like a teal green, and then I put the same shiny blue on top, but then it just looks like a blue, and then obviously the dark blue. And we got the Holo Taco again.
Shout out.
We haven't had the Holo Taco since episode 1, literally. And I think maybe episode 2 because we filmed those the same day. But we had to come through for the Anime Ball.
Yeah, colorful as possible. Accessories, yes. Fun.
Oh yeah, speaking of accessories, I got this cute purple elephant on it. These were 2 hoop earrings from, as you could see, they broke. They were from Claire's, and I was like, I'm not gonna throw those out. These are perfectly fine. Yeah. Maybe not for hoop earrings, but perfect for bracelets, especially for Miss Judy Puss.
Thank you.
Because they were clip-on earrings, because I don't have my ears pierced, so maybe someday I will, right?
Yeah.
Maybe, who knows when, but so I gotta wear the clip-ons right now. I really don't even wear that much, because like I said, I had that pair, I had another pair, I kind of lost that pair, so maybe one day you'll see us with some earrings, but for now, we're some broke-ass bitches, so we ain't got no earrings. What do you think of the looks?
Yeah, well, first off, Bob, the drag queen, I thought he came out with the I don't care, I'm not going to do my anime, but definitely the hair. I love the hair.
Yeah, the hair was kind of anime.
Huge.
The look was very royal. They look beautiful, but
he's the guest, so
yeah, like I said, I was telling Miss Judy Puss, I was like, Bob's like, I don't care if it's Anime Ball, I'm gonna wear whatever I want, whatever the category is, I'm just gonna wear what I want. You know what I mean? Deshawn was dressed as, I'm pretty sure, as one of the characters from Sailor Moon. We only saw a couple episodes of Sailor Moon, so we don't know for sure like the names and all that, but I feel like that character was very recognizable, and Deshawn looked good in that outfit. I'm sure it was fitted exactly for his figure, and maybe he had a little bit of, he customized it a little to fit his style more, right?
Yes, and he had that rose and everything. I thought it was sweet.
Yes.
Yeah, I just thought it was kind of plain. I didn't think much of it. I didn't even take a note on Kiki. I was like, all right, Kiki's
I said I loved it, but that was literally all I wrote. It was good for the category of anime. I think I put her energy was right, I think. Because she was giving off very anime. Leiomy, I was like, yes, the wig was giving very much anime. The Roach actually was kind of simple for me, especially for anime. Like everybody else was very colorful. He was just like kind of monotone, dark colors, which is not anime.
Well, it wasn't simple. It was probably getting in that one-piece spandex. That had to be complicated.
Yeah, well, I wish it was colorful spandex, not just that color.
Yeah, very bland.
Yeah, Jamila was cute. The wig was kind of like, I mean, I'm the last person to talk about wigs, but I mean, maybe I am the type of person to be like, that wig is not like that good. Compared to Naomi's wig, which looked more expensive, Jamila's looked like the Wish version, kind of. Trust me, I know a Wish wig when I see one, so.
Wish that could.
Yes. For the performance, they wanted them to include an element of like battling, and they were each given a.
Yeah, they were each given an element that was given to them by last episode's winners.
Which was the House of Juicy Couture, I think?
Juicy Couture, absolutely.
So they assigned abilities for each team, yes.
Yeah, what were the abilities? It was floor, it was hair flips, duck walk,
was runway one of them,
dips,
I think?
runway, or was that?
I don't even know.
Yeah, runway
dips
was
definitely
one
of them.
Dips.
Spins, I think, was one of them.
Spins, yes. I believe that was the 6. And then 2 people had to do a martial art battle.
Yeah, yeah. And that was like the anime aspect.
That was the anime aspect of it, yes.
So the first house was Juicy Couture, right?
Juicy Couture. They came out as students, basically.
Which was very anime. There's so many animes about children in school.
They had colorful desks out on the stage, which I thought was cool to incorporate those props.
Like most of them were students, and then one of them was like the villain teacher that
yeah,
was
villain
crazy.
teacher.
Which that was like, there was definitely some animes about like some cute killer characters. So we don't really watch anime that much. We know of a little couple things, so that's why I don't know exactly like some of the references that they were giving, but I could be like, oh yeah, I'm familiar with that somewhat. The teacher was killing the students, and they were trying to fight back.
They were fighting back. So that was kind of fun. Well, the challenge was dips that they had to incorporate. So I saw they did a great job of incorporating the dips with the challenge, with the fighting challenge that they had to do. A gigantic dip that girl did right from the desk up. I mean, I thought that was amazing. I'm not sure what her name was that did that, but
yeah,
she was amazing.
I wrote down I was living for the music. It was very much like anime. Like I said, I don't know exactly which anime, but I know it was definitely like anime type music, but mixed with voguing, of course. I loved it actually. It was one of my favorites of the season, like performances, just because the theme was really cute. They did the elements, as Judy said. The judges, I think, were like DYU was incredible.
Yes.
Kiki gave them a 9.
Leiomy gave them a 9 as well.
Yes.
Back, she was kind of saying like about how, you know, you want to see you go up there on stage and not have to think too hard about your performance. Just let it flow.
Oh my god, Roach was like, oh, I need some chips for those dips.
Yeah, Roach always with the best one-liners, chips with those dips. We love Roach.
And they gave them a 9.
Give them a 9 as well.
Jamila gave them a 9 as well.
Them a 9 as
but
well.
she said she wants them to enjoy it more, which when she said that, I was like, I told Miss Judy Puss, I was like, I thought they were enjoying it. It looked like they were enjoying it.
To me.
Bob the Drag Queen was like, DYU, you
slayed.
Slay.
Yeah, she was the one that did the jump from the desk.
Yes, they kept mentioning the jump, which yeah, and Bob was also like, oh, I love the evil villain. It was giving very much like an anime evil villain that you love to hate and stuff.
Yes.
So overall, what was their score?
They got a 45. 9s across the board.
Yes, 9s across the board.
Last week was 10s across the board, so.
Yes, which I'm happy for them because, like I said, we've loved. Oh, another thing, Jamila was, no, I think it was Kiki. She's like, I'm starting to fall in love with them. But I was like, since day one, if you watch our review, I was like, this is one of my favorites already.
Yeah, they're already.
So we've been fallen in love with Juicy Couture. So I'm really glad that they're finally getting the recognition that we saw from day one. You know what I mean? Yeah, so I think a couple of episodes ago, we introduced the girls to you. And they didn't want to be part of the last video because it was like horror and they were scared. But for the anime, you best believe they want to come.
Yes.
So for each house, one of the girls is going to give their opinion. And for Juicy Couture, we have Miss Babylon. Hey, y'all. So I love Juicy Couture, and I'm so glad my girls are finally being recognized because I knew from day one that they were special, and I love them. And I'm always team Juicy Couture all day, bitches. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Babylon. We love you, girl.
She likes tacos.
She does. So now we have the House of Revlon.
Their challenge was spins. Yes. They have to do spin. Their whole aspect of the challenge to do anime was to kind of incorporate high fashion, which...
When they said that, I was like... They were like, oh, we know it's anime, but we have to stay high fashion. And I was like, okay, well, y'all better make it anime, though.
Yeah.
And to me, in my opinion, to us, I don't know, it was high fashion, but it wasn't that anime-ish. You know what I mean? They mentioned Kiana, and she was gonna, I guess they were going for Athena. She was playing a character like Athena. And I guess it was like soldiers against Athena, right? Or something like that.
It was very confusing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're confused. And I think even one of the judges said they were confused.
It looked like they're recreating Atlantis, the Lost World or something. We rode that ride down in Florida.
We rode at SeaWorld.
It didn't make me think of anime at all. It made me think like Atlantis.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like if you're given a theme, I would just... Sometimes it's better to just go with the obvious or just go really hard with it instead of trying to be different. Because it might not work with the theme. You know what I mean? Let's see.
Yeah, I thought they did great. They were incorporating the spins with the fighting. I mean,
yeah, it worked for that.
It worked really good with that. But their overall fashion, they were wearing, I don't know, it didn't work for me.
I wrote down Kobe, Nunoy, who talked about being Filipino, which I loved. And they're definitely a family, which is good. Oh, also, like, just in general, like, there was a lot of effects this episode that I noticed, especially, like, during the, like, the time when they talk before the performance, it was giving very much anime. So I'm really glad that whoever is in charge of the show was really going in terms of the performance. I wrote down that they were very in unison at times. I liked Athena's outfit, but the rest of them were basic. They were dressed the same. That outfit alone was not that much anime. So she was kind of giving anime, but it was like the rest of them weren't. You know what I mean?
No, not at all.
And again, it was also one of those things where I feel like she stood out and the rest of them kind of didn't. You know what I mean? Leiomy was like, I think during the performance, she was like, where are the spins at?
I mean, I saw some spins during the fighting when they were doing the martial art, but that was basically it.
Yeah.
But, like I said in episode 1, if you're given an element, just, I would do it throughout the whole performance. I mean, you have to demonstrate the element.
I think one of the judges said that as well. For once, I agreed with some of the shady comments that were being said backstage. I don't necessarily know exactly what they said, but if you watch the show, they were being shady, and I was like, yes, you're right. It was funny, Leiomy, she was like, oh, I thought it was a beautiful performance, and then she was like, clap, bitches, clap. But so she was like, y'all didn't give spins, but it was beautiful.
Yeah, she gave an 8, Leiomy.
Yes. Roach.
Yeah, Roach basically was saying it wasn't their best performance, which, of course, we all agree with.
Yes, exactly. Jamila, so the costumes.
Roach gave them a 7.
She said the costumes were holding them back because maybe they felt uncomfortable dancing in some of them.
They were.
So it made them look
bulky,
a little sloppy.
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, bulky.
Like they would break if they moved wrong.
And then one thing she said was like the fundamental thing, which is to perform ballroom. And then you know what I mean. So that should be the main focus, not necessarily the fashion. And then later on, LaRoche said something about fashion as well. Kiki, she wanted to see anime, not just the hair. I think the hair was anime, but the actual outfit was not. You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
So what was their overall score, Miss Judy Puss?
Yeah, we didn't talk about Bob the drag queen.
Oh yeah, I didn't even write him.
Oh my god.
What did Bob say?
Because you were in shock.
Oh no, yeah, Bob didn't see anime.
Bob did not see anime. And he started a little battle with LaRoche, which I
LaRoche.
thought was just fun as
It was
heck.
fight because
Oh my
LaRoche was
gosh.
like.
I explained what it was. I mean, we
No,
still
LaRoche
don't
was
know
like,
what LaRoche is
I
right
said
now.
that it came from this specific anime, and then what's it called? Bob was like, well, not all of us are stylists. Obviously, you're a stylist.
Yeah,
so,
Bob said straight up to you, fuck you.
Because Bob's the one. Bob's not gonna just
Fuck
like
you, I'm
take
not a
it.
stylist.
You know what I mean? So yeah. So overall, their score was what was their score?
They got a
Miss Judy?
39.
Yes,
They
they
should have
did.
did more spins. I mean,
Like-
who said they wanted to be pulled in like a tornado or something? I mean, your element is spin, just spin away.
Yeah, so to be honest, I know Revlon is a lot of people's favorites. They weren't necessarily my favorite this week, and I honestly kind of think they maybe should have been the bottom. But it is what it is. Let's go to the next house, which is the house of Yoshii Yamamoto. Yamamoto.
That's a tough one.
So they were kind of giving the 7 Deadly Sins. Which
7 Deadly Sins.
I think that's an anime. I don't know. And their element was floor.
Floor performing.
So loose, which I've been spelling loose wrong this whole time. One thing that I think it was the mother that said it. She was like, "Oh, I like to turn shade into sunshine," and I was just like, "I need that on a shirt or something. I need to. That should be one of my mantras every day or something."
Yeah, she should copyright that. Get a few more.
Oh my god, yes, because people throw shade at me all the time, and I just need to figure that out and turn it into sunshine.
Exactly.
And one thing mother said was like, if people aren't treating you like a king or a queen, you need to demand respect. And I get people trying me all the time, you know what I mean? And
That's right.
I don't know, I need to find that balance of defending myself, speaking up for myself, and not fighting, because I goes from 0 to 100 real quick, right, Miss Judy Puss?
That's right.
So that's why I go to counseling. Yes, I go to counseling. Counseling is something that everyone should go to, honestly. Even counselors go to counseling, as they should. So shout out to counseling.
Right.
If you haven't ever gotten counseling in your life, don't be ashamed, because there's a lot of people that haven't. And, there's affordable counseling, and also there's, you never know. If you have insurance, you probably could get counseling. And if you don't have insurance, you could probably get government insurance. You know what I mean? There's different ways of going about counseling, especially nowadays. So go for it. You know what I mean? Right, Miss Judy Puss?
Yeah, I agree. Any little bit helps.
We endorse good things that are going to better yourself. You know what I mean?
Right, and we're here to kick ass and hand out lollipops, and we're all out of lollipops.
I know. I had no idea what they were referring to, and I was just like, that's why I didn't even write that down, because I was like, what the fuck is
I
that?
didn't write it down, but I remembered it.
I was trying not to remember.
It's something out of like Platoon or one of those war movies or something.
I don't even know. The outfits I wrote were very anime.
Yes, I like the outfits.
Yes.
I wrote that down. They were kind of like had cat faces? Did they have like cat makeup
I
on? It was
think.
kind of
I don't even
confusing,
know.
but their outfits, I think,
It was
were
very
great.
anime makeup, I guess.
Yeah.
But Leiomy at some point, I think during the performance, she was like, "This is horrible."
Yes.
Something happened. I don't know what happened. I guess they messed up or something. The energy. At just some point, I feel like they messed up, and then after that, the energy, I feel like
Yeah, almost like
wasn't
it just
right.
stopped or something. It was weird.
And then somebody, I think it was Roach, was like, "Where was the floor performance?" Which
Yes.
was their element.
I didn't see much floor performance either. Just
And then I think, yeah,
maybe when they were doing oh, that's right. They waited till like the very end, and then they were doing like the little fight scene on the floor. Or
yeah,
something. It was
yeah.
kind of like.
Honestly, I don't even remember that much. I remember LaRoche was like, "This is not a fashion show; it's a ballroom show." Because I think their looks were on point, but the performance wasn't. You know what I mean?
Performance not. Yeah.
You're here to educate, not entertain. Well, I think they're here to do both, but like, yeah, it's like you need to represent what ballroom is. And honestly, this is gonna sound shady. It's not even so much their fault. I think it's the producer's fault. Cause like I said, you want to know ballroom? Like, go watch those ballroom throwback videos. Get a couple people from those videos, cause I haven't seen a lot of those people on the show yet. They should be on the show. Period. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think a lot of reason why some of them haven't been on the show is because they're so legendary, and you know, real ballroom people that it's like we're already stars in our own right, kind of. So we're not just gonna come here and get judged as if we're nothing. And we'll see with one of the legendary people later on, they were upset because they're like, I've been a legend in ballroom already, and you guys are treating me like I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In my opinion, she said that to educate because like I've been saying all along, you're given an element, showcase the element so that even an amateur going through the TV channels or something would know, hey, now they know what the floor performance is.
Exactly.
I mean, they may just think it's like, you know, a runway model, but it's far from that. It's a whole floor performance.
Yeah, it's so much more than that. Law was like, do the fucking job.
Yes, make the elements big.
Yes. What did Bob say? What did he rate?
Bob loved the storyline. I didn't know what the storyline was, so I don't know what Bob was liking. But yeah, he liked it.
I just wrote that he gave him a 7.
Kiki, I just gave a 7.
I wrote,
much.
There was timing issues. They didn't execute it as well. And then Leiomy, they didn't highlight the floor.
I like the performance.
And she was basically like, "Stop disappointing me. You guys are disappointing me."
Yes.
She gave them a 7, right?
A 7, yes.
And Jamila was like, "I asked you to be more dynamic, but it was more chaos."
Yeah, it's more chaos.
And she gave them a 6.
She gives them a 6.
But the gag is... What's the gag, Miss Judy Puss?
The gag is that gag flag.
Yeah, so I was like, she gave them a 6 and she read them, but then she gave them the gag flag.
She throws the gag flag.
Which, now that I remember, it turned into a whole fight. Why did it even turn into a full fight? Oh,
I don't know.
It was. This is what I'm saying. The mother was like, "Thank you, Jamila, for believing in us. We're gonna be here another week, even though some people don't want us to be here another week."
Want us to be.
And she was like, Leiomy keeps giving us low scores every single week.
Calls out Leiomy and Roach for giving them low scores every single week.
And then the mother was like, I've been a legendary star like Leiomy, blah, blah, blah. And then Leiomy was like, "You're not on my level, honey. You're not on my level, honey," and stuff. And then LaRoche was like, "Don't do that to the mother." She was like, "Don't do that. Have some respect for Leiomy."
Have some respect.
But then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. Leiomy was just like, I don't know. I honestly don't even know. It happened so fast. All of a sudden, they were hugging.
No, the mother was like, "I'm sorry, I get very passionate."
Yeah, but also Leiomy was saying like, I'm here for y'all.
Yes.
I'm here for the culture.
I'm
not here
to
hate on y'all. I'm not here to belittle y'all. I want us all to win. You know what I mean? I mean, honestly, that's why the show even exists, because she wants ballroom culture to be everything. And that's why I think she is a little harsh, Leiomy, because she is so passionate. Because she wants the world to see how amazing ballroom culture is, because she knows it firsthand. So then when the houses don't bring it, she's disappointed. I'm still living for the show regardless, but I understand why Leiomy was so passionate and stuff.
Help grow some other people's careers.
Yeah.
That was shocking. I didn't expect the guys.
Leiomy was like, "Don't take anything I say personally." And then they hugged, and she's like, "I'm here for all of us." Yeah. And they got a 34.
A 34.
The House of Yoshii Yamamoto. Hi, it's Brittany, bitch. The House of Yoshii Yamamoto, it wasn't necessarily my favorite, but they looked fabulous, and I look fabulous. I'm the queen. Look at me. I understand what it's like to just look amazing all the time. So hopefully, well, they got the gag flag, so hopefully they'll do better next week. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Brittany. Next was the house of
Labeija.
Labeija.
Labeija. Had the duck walk. That was their element.
Duck walk, which is my favorite element in the whole competition. We all know that.
So they were going for an anime rock punk
Yeah, rock
band,
punk band.
which that is very anime. They mentioned that they're like one of the most diverse groups.
Yes, they are. First off, I thought they did a great job duck walking all over the place. They were duck walking up and down the stage from the very beginning to the very end. They literally fought while duck walking. I mean, they were getting rock band. They came out with the guitars and yeah, I remember all that. And
Yes.
you know, and I thought it was a fun performance.
Love the look. Was very anime. They did like a leg trick with which Aja partook in, and I was like, yes, I love that. Aja was slaying like always. She came out like first it was the four of them, then she came out like with this crazy anime look. So yeah, I kind of liked it. You know, they were one of my favorite houses. So yeah.
Jamila said it was lacking in energy, which is a complete opposite of what we were just saying.
Yeah.
I thought it had plenty of energy. So.
Well, she's like, Father Soho is a pretty girl, and then LaRoche, I think, said that
Yes.
like another week, so she was like feeling some type of way. And then Jamila was like, oh, that was an homage to you, LaRoche.
Yes.
LaRoche wrote, it was lacking in elegance,
Yeah, lacking in elegance.
flamboyance, and I wrote polish, because I think that's what they're trying to say. And honestly, even though I love the House of Labeija, I kind of agree, like, there's something about them, they know how to vogue, they're creative, they look good, but there's just kind of missing that polish. Maybe they need to practice a bit more, maybe they just need to be tighter with things. That's the thing that kind of is always their downfall, I think, a little bit.
Yeah, Jamil said it was lacking in elegance, lacking in energy, gave them a 7. Then Bob, the drag queen, was second. Bob was the one that really liked Frida. Mentioned something
Yes.
about Frida.
She said that Frida was like JoJo Siwa with a bunch of black people, and I was like, oh my god, yes. But she said that, she was like, you guys are giving eleganza. And also, as soon as everything was starting, I was like, oh my god, Bob the drag queen and Aja, they're both drag race girls. So I think that was maybe why she was a little bit nice to them. But also, I was surprised that she didn't kind of say that, maybe because they don't want to mention drag race. But I feel like Bob would have definitely been like, hey, Aja, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we expected some sort of communication, at least between the two of them.
Yeah.
As they know each other pretty well. Bob gave them an 8.
And Kiki said, or she could see them thinking during the performance,
overthinking, looking ahead
which
of their,
took
so
her
took
out
it
of the
away from
performance, you know what I mean?
performance, yes.
Yeah. Leiomy didn't highlight the element, that's what she said.
Yes, didn't highlight the element, which I thought they did. I thought duck walk is my favorite, so I see a duck
Yeah.
walk. I'm all over it.
Yeah, I think she's the one that she's like, there's something wrong with your aesthetic, or she likes the aesthetic, or something. She was just basically saying what I was saying, like, they just need to be more polished. There's always something missing about them that just doesn't do it for her. Law said,
Yeah.
you guys were looking great, but the performance was eh.
It was eh.
And she said there was no duck there.
Yeah, LaRoche gave, again, LaRoche, she's coming for every episode. They were doing Cornish hen, not dog walk.
Oh, that's what she
I
said.
love that.
But yeah, so LaRoche gave them a 6, and their final score was a 36.
36, yes.
Represent the house of Labeija, which was one of our favorites, is Miss Becky G. Hey y'all, it's me, Becky G. And I love the house of Labeija because they always were cute, and I could tell that they're a family, and we have a really tight family here. My sisters always take care of me, and I love family, and they're a family. And even though they weren't the best or the most polished, I feel like they had so much heart. And I love Aja because I love Drag Race. And yeah, so spoiler alert, they go home, and I'm sad to see them go. But I love you, Labeija, House of Labeija. I wish I could be in the House of Labeija. Bye.
Thank you,
Becky.
Becky. House of Makaveli?
Yes,
Yes.
House of Makaveli.
House of Makaveli.
Which, you know, they've been in the bottom so many times. Actually, this week they weren't in the bottom, spoiler alert, which was a little questionable to me. But to be honest, something about this week, I feel like they came up with like a better energy this time. They weren't so negative. I feel like they were really trying. I feel like they were really trying to enjoy the performance and themselves. So they were giving Street Fighter. That was their
Street
thing.
Fighter, the video catwalk. They had to do
Yes,
the catwalk element. Yes. Right away, I said the costumes are okay. We all played Street Fighter back in the day, and they were kind of.
Yeah, I was as soon as they said Street Fighter, I was like, they better bring Chun-Li. They didn't bring Chun-Li.
Yeah,
So that was a missed opportunity. I think, who knows, maybe it was copyright, but I don't know. I'm vaguely familiar with Street Fighter, so I feel like it did remind me of Street Fighter, but I would have just gone with Chun-Li because she's like the most recognizable. So Raj is back, which was good. I was like, finally, maybe that's why they did a little bit better this week, because it was the full 5 of them
Yeah,
instead of
5
4.
of them, higher energy. They didn't seem like depressed, like they were missing somebody and
Yeah,
having
exactly.
to do their performance around for 4
Yeah.
people.
So Law said the energy, she liked it. Even though I wrote that they were kind of a little slow. It was giving very much slow to me, for me, you know what I mean? But I think the judges liked it, even though low energy performance. Overall, it was decent. It wasn't, I don't think they really messed up or anything. It was just, it was kind of low energy, boring, but it was still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it was a good choice choosing the Street Fighter because one of the things they had to throw into their performance
Was the battle,
was
which
the
was very
battle.
smart
So
of them for
they
picking
did that
that.
right in the beginning. They tried to do the catwalk. with
Yeah,
the
and
battle.
also kind of like throughout, they kind of had the battle.
Yeah, they had like almost like the joysticks were on the stage and
Yes.
was
Yes,
fun.
I love that part. They started off
Yeah.
with the joysticks.
yeah, like you said, Bob Gates said there's high energy and Bob gave them a 7.
Yes. She said that Goldie, which Goldie came out after, Goldie brought energy that was kind of lacking from the rest of them. Kiki was like, oh, the great theme. And
Yeah.
I think she said she was proud of them, I
Yeah,
think.
Kiki loved the theme. She gave them an 8.
Yes.
Naomi said they weren't connected.
Yes, and they were kind of
Yeah.
a sloppy house a little bit.
Sloppy.
But she still gave them an 8, and I
She
wrote
gave them
down
an 8, yes.
they were, the judging was kind of shady, but then they gave them an 8, which wasn't that bad.
Yes.
Law liked it,
Yeah, Law
which they made a
liked
big
it.
deal, like, oh my
Yeah.
god, you like it? Because also, I was like, isn't that the house that tried to fight him, and now he likes
Yeah,
them?
last episode.
So like I said, I feel like they've come a long way since last episode. I don't think they were one of the best, but
Yeah, it was kind of shocking that Laura liked them in last episode. He
yeah,
was ready
Law
to fight
gave them a 9, which I thought it was a bit of a stretch. I was
think
like,
it was
I would have
kind
given them an 8 maybe, or 7.
I think he was kind of making a mockery, like, I'm not gonna not like you and have to fight you kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
I like you, I'm giving you a 9, which is the opposite
Yeah.
of what he did last episode. So
But
it was shocking. It was
what I
fun.
liked was Jamila was giving me more what I was thinking was like, oh, there was no energy, blah,
Yeah,
blah,
no
blah.
energy,
She gave them a 7. Jamila was like, do better or leave. And I was like, yes. This is, for once, I'm agreeing with Jamila. Like, this is what I'm thinking. But like I said, even though, I think it was episode 3, I was really going in on the house of Makaveli. I liked them a little bit better this week just because of the energy they were bringing. They weren't coming up with a bunch of excuses and being shady towards the other houses like they have the other
Yes,
weeks.
yes.
Spoiler alert, they weren't in the bottom 2 for the first time in like literally 4 episodes. So I was like, you know what, I guess the judges were like, we'll give you a bone or something. They scored a 39. Hey y'all, it's me, Bella, bitches. Sometimes I'm the outcast of my group because I'm the original and I come from a trailer park. And yeah, so Makaveli, I understand being misunderstood and stuff. And I'm rooting for y'all because guess what? I don't always agree with the popular opinion because I come from the trailer park. Look at my boots, okay, bitch? I wanted to fight Roach too. I want to fight everyone, okay? I'll fight everyone. I don't care.
Calm
So,
down,
you know what, Makaveli? Y'all can fight every week. I'm rooting for y'all. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bella.
Thank you.
Even though we may not agree with Bella, she has a right to her opinion. So next up is the house of Alpha Omega.
They were given the hair whip.
Oh yeah, hair whips, yes.
Hair whips.
And they were doing
Yeah, they
Dragon
both,
Ball
Dragon
Z.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
Yes.
So I wrote down Father Ronaldo. I wrote down Rebel. I was like, oh my god, Rebel, damn.
Yeah, Rebel.
And one thing, Danny was, I think they had some hair for like the hair flips. And from day one, you know, there was like, oh, that's the one of the group.
Yeah, Danny's the
So I feel like they were really showcasing Danny, but during like the little talking portion, they didn't really let Danny talk. And I was like,
Let him
let Danny talk. He's the one of the group. And also it was kind of shady that the house of Juicy Couture gave them hair flips because they're like the most butch house of the whole thing. So to give them hair when most of them don't know how to work hair, it was like kind of shady.
That was shady. Yeah, I like their outfits right off the bat. They came out, their outfits were beautiful. Should I go right to the hair flips? No, they won't. I mean, you do hair flips, wear a big wig and flip your hair around.
Yes, they kind of clocked them on those wigs.
Yeah.
And I don't know, because I know they get helped being styled, so that was the number one thing that they really needed to have is some good hair. Even Sammy's hair was kind of pretty, but it wasn't really good for like you know, whipping everywhere. Just like
Yeah.
this wig is not good for whipping everywhere. That wig's not good for
I mean,
whipping
come
everywhere.
out like the hair like Bob the drag queen came out with.
I mean, even that here,
I would've
it
put
would be
that all
better
over
to
the
spin.
stage.
But if you see episode 3 of our reviews, like I was wearing this really curly wig, which was like kind of a mess. But you saw me, I was whipping it every 5 seconds because there's hair that whips good and there's hair that doesn't whip good. Just like our girl Belinda, she's already ready to give her points. But hold on, let's see.
Yeah, Kiki gave them a 7. She liked it.
Yes, but she
started
said she
a
was
little positive.
confused.
Yeah, confused, but she was a little positive, and then she comes out with a 7. So
Yeah.
Kiki's a little all over the place. I think she's still getting her footing with the judging, and I think getting an idea of where her place is on the show.
Leiomy was like,
She started out saying, "Oh, no hair flips. Where's the hair flip? Didn't see no hair flip."
yeah, she was like,
Negative.
she was not feeling the hair.
Yeah.
But then she gave them an 8, which
Yeah, she
I
gives
think
them
is
an
a
8.
pretty good score.
Yeah, I thought that was good for what they did.
Law was like,
Law again. I tell you, Law just keeps on giving us. He's the
what
guy that
did she
keeps on
say?
giving.
What did Law say?
Law was very, very upset. Remember, Law threw in
Oh, yes,
the
Law
gag flag last episode.
Saved them, and she was like, that backfired or something.
Yeah, no, he was upset. Straight up, he was like, "I feel disrespected." He threw in the gag flag. He expected them to come back and just give him a performance. As a matter of fact, I thought Lil Roach was going to give them a 0.
That's what they were. They
Remember?
were like, I'm gonna give nothing, and I was like, you
Yeah,
better
I'm
not
gonna
give them a
give
0.
nothing.
But
Imagine that.
and then someone backstage was like, watch him give a 4
Watch
or
a 4 or
5,
5.
and it was a 4,
And it'll be a
and they were
4.
like, I told you I'll give
I
him.
told you.
But yeah, so yeah, LaRoche was disappointed. Jamila, I think she liked the outfits. I think
Again with the hair. But
she loved the energy.
the outfits.
I think,
And she loved the energy. That's
and
what
she
I
gave them
think,
an
too.
8. And Bob,
Again, noticed the no hair flips. I think Bob was just looking for, the element to be right in her face.
yes. And so
hair flips
Bob was
showing her.
like, if you're not the best, then you have to be innovative before you're giving. So long story short, Bob gave them a 6. And what was their final score?
Their final score was a 33.
Yes. Hey y'all, I'm tired of waiting. It's me, Belinda, bitches. As you can see, I have the best hair of my sisters. I flip it all the time. I'm showing my daughter, Becky, how to flip hair because I'm the pro, okay? I got a ponytail. They should have worn a ponytail. Because a ponytail, you could very easily
Just flip it
do
everywhere.
it. Yeah. So yeah, this is my outfit. It's just perfect for spinning. I got the legs for it. Look at my
sparkly
I
legs.
would have slayed this category, honestly.
Yeah, girl.
Like, can I just be on Legendary already? Like, I'm gonna be that girl. I'm
Audition
gonna be
for
that
next
cis girl that
season.
just slays. So they didn't do it for me, so I'm sorry. That's why I'm here to represent y'all because I do flips. Y'all don't do flips.
Yeah, should've did it
Bye,
better.
y'all. So I think that's all the houses, right?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, challenge
A
number
little
2.
extra battle, which was
Beat
beat
to
to beat, which is basically at first they were dancing in front of like the shadow thing. I think they tried to do it last season, but it was a flop.
Yeah, it was a mess.
But this season they figured it out. I was like, yes, they finally figured it out. We could see the shadow. It was like musicality to the beat. The challenge was like be clean and precise.
Yes.
So that's what the judges were looking for.
First was Alpha Omega versus Revlon.
Yes, and Revlon won.
Revlon came up on top.
Then it was Juicy versus Makaveli.
Of
And
course.
Zay Zay represented.
Oh, yes.
Everybody was like, tens across the board for Zay
That's
Zay.
the board.
So yeah, Juicy Couture won that one. Then it was
Yes.
Labeija
Labeija,
versus Yamamoto.
Yamamoto.
And Yamamoto won.
Yamamoto came up on top.
So then it was a 3-way battle between
Yes.
Yamamoto, Juicy, and Revlon.
Revlon.
I really like this because for this part, they had to pick a housemate to shadow them, and they had to basically do the moves at the same time,
Yeah,
which
that
I'm
was
like, I guess they practiced this because, to be honest, all three of them
three.
slayed, and I was like, I don't even know who's going to win because they were all doing so great, and I was like, they definitely need to bring this back next season because this was a really good challenge.
That was a great challenge.
At one point, Leiomy was like, it was all over. She was like, wasn't that so good? And I was like, yes, it was.
Oh,
It was
yes.
good. So I need to bring that back. But yeah, Leiomy, when it came down to the 3 of them, she was like, my pussy is juicy.
Pussy is
So she
juicy.
voted for Juicy. And then Bob, because Bob is so quick and so good, he was like, Leiomy's pussy is juicy. Well, my outfit is couture.
couture.
And I was like, yes, Bob. Bob should be a permanent judge. There's certain special guests that should be permanent judges. And Bob, hopefully next season they could be a judge again because they just slayed. Like I said, they're quick to clap back. They don't care who it is. They don't care if it's Leiomy, Law. Everyone was living for Bob.
Yeah.
Long story short, Juicy won the Superior
Juicy
House
won.
trophy. which is their second time in a row that happened, right?
Absolutely. They kept the trophy.
Yes. So now it's the bottom two houses of the week, which were
bottom two, House of Omega.
Alpha Omega,
and then House of
Labeija. Labeija, unfortunately, was in the bottom two. Unfortunately, I was so mad that they were in the bottom two. Honestly, I was kind of rooting for both of them. To be honest, I don't really have that much of a connection with Yamamoto or Revlon, which they weren't that good this week. And obviously Makaveli. So I'm trying to think, who do I like?
Yeah.
I like Juicy Couture, of course.
Couture.
And
Yeah, and
who else is there?
Left that we like? I mean,
Damn.
it's thinning down.
Damn, I'm just starting to realize that. But you know
Yeah,
what?
because I kind of liked Alpha Omega
Actually,
too.
Makaveli, I was living a little bit for them, a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
So I'm really sad that Labeija's, long story short, Labeija left. Honestly, the judges weren't really feeling their performance. The bottom two, the battle.
Roach was being very savage.
Yes. The Roach was like, I don't care.
Yeah.
The Roach was like, it's never good enough.
He didn't never care for both of them. He's like, it's never good enough. And he's just looking for more.
Jamila was like, you guys are both better than that. Leiomy was like, it's very disappointing. Nothing, that wasn't the battle the best. Long story short, she was like, just go on to the next judge, and she walked the fuck out.
Yeah.
She was like,
Leiomy stared at that camera, and she was like,
yes.
Ballroom is the best.
Yes, and that's exactly what I was saying before. Like, she's disappointed because neither of these houses really, that wasn't a battle. Like, if you want to see battles, if you want to see real battles, either watch season 1, because I don't remember season 2 that much, or just look up Voguing battle on YouTube. Actually, since we're talking about anime, there's like this infamous battle, Voguing battle, where it's like this girl dressed as Sailor Moon and this other girl I think was Wonder Woman, and that's a battle, you know what I mean? So it's like these two houses, even though I love the House of Labeija, I think one of the judges said their energy was good, but it wasn't clean, it wasn't that precise. So the other House of Alpha Omega was a little bit cleaner, but honestly both of them, it could have been a double elimination, unfortunately. And I love the House of Labeija, and I was very sad to see them go. So long story short, House of Labeija went home.
Labeija, farewell. We like them.
I like that Bob was like, these are two classy houses, because there was a lot of negativity from the judges, and Bob was like, let me say something positive.
Yeah, he's positive. We love him.
So rest in peace, the House of Labeija. Anita got to say something at the end. I forgot what she got to say. I think she was like, oh, it's fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, I had a good time.
And I was really disappointed that Audra didn't get a chance to say something, because she really kind of ran the House of Labeija, to be honest.
Yeah, she kind of represented that whole
She
team.
was the whole house. Maybe she just felt very defeated. Maybe she was like, get the camera out of my face. Like, this is my first time on television and stuff. So, and I found it ironic that Audra went home the same episode as that Bob the Drag Queen from Drag Race was on. So I'm really kind of sad that that happened. And honestly, we're about to film the next episode. And honestly, I'm not as excited for it because the House of Labeija is gone. Yeah. To be honest, like the theme for next episode, I'm not...
Mission Impossible.
Yeah, I'm not really that excited for it. I was more excited for anime just because there's so many things you could do. But what exactly can you do with Mission Impossible?
Yeah.
So we kind of, I don't know if we're going to keep the same makeup. Maybe we'll fix it up a little. We'll change it. I think we're just going to go with a simple red lip and like some dark hair. You know what I mean? We're going to change our outfits. We're going to try more than some of these houses do. So see you guys next week. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like, comment.
Please like.
Give us a negative comment. Give us a dislike. We don't care. Just give us something.
Share.
Share if you want. Share it to all your friends. Be like, look at these two busted ass queens giving their opinion. Who are they to give an opinion? Or follow us on TikTok as well, FancyAlly 2. We just posted one a couple days ago. It was like a Bad Girls Club one, remember?
Oh yeah, it was fun.
And then I have Twitter, FancyAlly 1. Whatever, I don't care that much about Twitter. But yeah, so just follow us on YouTube and TikTok, and see you guys for the next episode. Bye.
Bye. Twice.